Okay, I got my final answer.
Okay, what is your final answer?
19 over 20, 24, wait, 24 over 19.
So it's the top, you say the top over the bottom.
Top over the bottom.
So in this case, it would be 19 over 24.
Okay.
All right, very good. So now what happens if the fractions are different on both the bottoms? So like, let's try here. Let's say it's 7/8 minus 2/3. So notice that 3 does not go into 8. There's no way to go from 3 to 8 directly.
No.
Okay, and that's not good. In this case, you have to end up multiplying both equations by the same fraction. So on the left here, you're going to take this 3 and multiply the top and bottom by 3. What is 7 times 3?
7 times 3 is 21.
Okay, and 8 times 3?
24.
Okay, and then on the right here, we take the number on the bottom left, the 8, and multiply by 8. What is 2 times 8?
2 times 8 is 16.
And 3 times 8?
24.
So notice that the bottoms are the same.
Yeah.
Okay, so what do you get when you subtract? What is 21 minus 16?
Minus 16. 15 over 24?
5 over 24.
Oh, 5.
Is that okay?
Yes.
All right, so let's try another one here. Let's say it's 4/5 minus 1/2. So again, notice you cannot go from 2 to 5. There's no number that allows you to multiply in to get 5 from 2. So what you can do though is multiply the 2 by both on the left here. So this becomes 8 over 10. And then similarly, you can take this 5 and multiply both of these by 5. And you get 5 over 10. Is that okay?
Yes.
All right. So when you subtract here, it becomes
3 over 10.
over 10. Yeah. So I want to give you some to try here, but I want to make sure that if you have any questions, you ask me before I have you try a couple on your own.
Okay.
Are you clear on how to do this or not?
Yes.
Okay. So let's say I want you to take 5/6 and subtract 3/5. So go ahead and work that out and let me know what you come up with.
Okay. Okay, I got my final answer.
Okay, what is your final answer?
3/30.
Okay, let me check that for you here. So I agree with the 30. It's definitely 25. And then did you get 18?
18 for yeah.
Okay, yeah, did you get 25 over 30 minus 18 over 30?
Yes.
Okay, so 25 minus 18 is 7 over 30.
Mhm.
All right, now let's try another one. Where do you think you went wrong here? Because you had the right fractions.
No, I said 7/30.
Oh, okay. I heard 10 over 30, so I'm sorry about that. But here we go. Let's try another one. How about 3/4 minus 2/3? Go ahead and try one more, please, and then we'll maybe switch to another topic.
Okay.
How are you doing on this one?
I'm doing good.
All right, keep going on that.
Okay, 1/12.
Is that your final answer? 1/12?
Yes.
Okay, and I believe that is correct. It is 1/12. Very good. Okay. All right. Do you want another one, or do you feel pretty confident about these?
Can I have one more?
Sure. Let's go. Seven eighths minus 3/5.
Okay. Okay, I got my final answer.
Okay, what did you come up with?
11/40.
Okay, that sounds right. So the bottoms are both 40
Yep.
here. Okay, and then multiplying by 5, so we got 35, and then times 8, 24. So yes, it is 11/40. Okay. All right, now, so we're gonna move on to a new topic. Let's say I wanted you, actually, there's a couple things. Let's add, we're gonna add multiple fractions now. That's probably the next multiple fractions, okay?
Okay.
So let's say I wanted you to add 1/3 plus 1/2 plus 1/6. Okay. Do you see that all of the bottoms are different? So do you agree that all the bottoms are, you're muted? Let me know when you get
Oh,
back.
sorry.
No problem. Let me, do you agree that all the bottoms are different?
Yes.
Okay. Now there's this thing called the least common multiple.
Least common.
Okay. So you start by writing the three numbers, the 2, 3, and the 6, and you write out the multiples of them. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And do you see a number that they all have, and you can include the first number? Like, do they all have a 2?
No. What? Wait.
Is
No,
there
but they
2?
all have 6.
That's right. So 6 is the least common multiple. So this becomes over 6 over 6 over 6. What do you multiply 3 by to get to 6?
3 times 6 times 3?
What do you multiply 3 by? The 3 up here.
By what? By 6 or by 2? Oh.
By 2 to get 6. By 2 to get 6.
3 times 2 is 6, and then 1 times 2 is 2.
Okay, so this becomes 2 over 6. Now, what do you multiply in the middle? The 1/2 by to get 6. What do you multiply the 2 by to get 6?
2 times 3 is 6.
So this is 3. And then because it already has that number there, you just use that number. So now you can add the tops. What do the tops add up to?
6/8. Me 6, right?
What is the top? Just the top. What does the top add up to?
6.
Okay, over.
6.
Very good. And do you know what that reduces to?
That reduces to 1.
To 1. Very good. Okay, so let's look at another example here. Let's say I want you to add 1/4 plus 1/3 plus 1/2. So you look at the three bottoms, the 2, the 3, and the 4.
Okay.
And you start writing out multiples of each until you got to do a couple of each.
Yeah.
I can't tell you how many to do. I can only tell you that you look for like a common one, and then you keep going.
Okay. Let me just check really quick.
Okay. What is the least common multiple?
Is I think that it's 4.
So 4 isn't in all of them.
Oh wait, they all have 12.
Yes, you have to go until you see
I
that.
did 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, and that's why I didn't see.
Yeah, sometimes you have to keep going until you see it. Okay, so we're gonna write over 12, and over 12.
Okay.
So how do you go from 4 to 12? So what do you multiply 4 by to get 12?
Would multiply 3. 4 times 3.
Okay, so what number goes in the top?
3.
3, good. Okay, do the same thing for the next one here. What do you multiply 3 by to get to 12?
3 times 4. Well, 3 times 4 is 12.
Good.
4. And then we just put the 1.
Well, how do you go from 2 to 12? What do you multiply 2
2,
by?
2 to 12. 6.
6, good. All right, so we got 3 plus 4 plus 6. What does that add up to?
13.
Very good. Okay, so let's try another problem. Let's just work on least common multiples. Okay, so what is the least common multiple between 2, 4, and 6? Okay, so I want you to write out those multiples until you find.
Okay. 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 12, 18, 24, 30. Okay, I found out that they all have 12.
Yes, very good. So let's say I wanted you to add 1/2 plus 3/4 plus 5/6 together. Okay, so you just said it. We're going to convert all the fractions to 12. Okay, so what I'm asking you to do here is to figure out what do you multiply 2 by to get to 12, and then multiply the top number by
Okay.
the same thing.
Is it 11 over 12?
Well, we got to get the numbers. What's the number in each top? So what's the number that goes here?
6,
Okay, and what about the next one?
3.
But you're multiplying four times 3, so you have to multiply the top number by 3.
Oh, so 4 times.
4 times 3 is 12, so you have to multiply that top 3 also by 3.
So 9. Oh,
How about the last one here? What are you multiplying 6 by to get to 12?
2
So you multiply the 5 by 2.
is 10.
Okay, and what do these add up to on the top?
Hmm. Let's see. 24.
Try again.
25.
25. Perfect. Okay, this is a good place for us to stop for today. So I will I'll see you on Wednesday. Thanks for letting me help you, and hope you have a great rest of your day.
Okay, thank you. Bye.
You're welcome.
Hi.
Hey, Michael, how are you today?
Good.
That's great to hear. You have the day off from school. Are you doing anything fun today?
No, not really.
Not really. Okay. Well, I know we were working on some fraction stuff over the weekend. Let me pull up your class here. I didn't have it loaded because your sister didn't end up working on anything in class. We did some more fraction stuff. So give me just a moment to get that loaded up here. All right. So just logging in. Your class always comes up first before your sister's. Just letting this load. Load. There it is. All right, let me look at your lesson. Let's continue where we left off. So we were doing some mixed number stuff. Do you remember that from Saturday?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm not. Now, do you go back in, Michael, and work the lesson with the answers that I give you or that we work through?
On which one?
Well, so it doesn't look like for this one you've gone back in for 5.11. But that's okay. So let's do a quick review here of this. All right, so here we go. If you're seeing my screen here, you'll see what I'm talking about. It says write the mixed number as a sum. Do you remember what we did on Saturday? What did we do here? What number went in the box?
1.
That's right, it was 1. And then we wrote it as a fraction. How did we decide what bottom to use? Which number went on the bottom?
The 3.
So this became 3 over 3. What does this fraction add up to?
5 over 3.
5 over 3, good. And then that 4 gets brought down like that. Okay, that's great. Glad you remember that. Trying to find some new problems here for us to work on. Okay, here is a new problem for us to work on. Okay, here we go. So this is 10 and 1/4 minus 4 and 2/4. So we're first going to focus on the 10 and 1/4. This is 9 plus what plus 1/4? What number goes in the middle?
1.
1. Now you're going to rewrite the 1 as a fraction. What is the top? What is the bottom?
4 over 1.
Over 4. That's to match. Top and bottom are the same. Top and bottom are exactly the same.
Okay.
All right, so now you bring the 1/4 down, and I want you to add the fractions together. What do these fractions add up to?
5 over 4.
Good. So you bring this 9 down, it's 9 plus 5 over 4.
Okay.
All right, so now we're going to bring this other number down, 4 and 2/4. So I'm going to bring this down, minus 4 and 2/4. But it's a little bit, this is a little bit odd. I don't want to say this. You're subtracting both. So now we can take the 9 and subtract the 4. 9 minus 4. What does that become?
Nine minus 4 is 5.
Good. And then we're going to do 5/4 minus 2/4. What does that become?
So 3 over 4.
3 over 4. And this is your final answer, 5 and 3/4. So in terms of your answers here, I'm going to snip those in. Okay, which would be which is the correct answer? A, B, C, or D? Which is the correct answer?
Number C.
Yes.
Letter C.
Very good. Okay, very good. So I think there's a couple more here we can work on. So that's hopefully that was very clear. So here's one just like it for us to work on.
Okay.
All right, so here we go. All right, so we're going to take this. We're going to take this one right here. And we're going to turn this into 7 plus 1 plus 3 over 10.
Okay.
Okay. So the what does the 1 become as a fraction?
8.
Why 8? What makes you think it's 8?
I mean 10.
It's a fraction. There's two numbers. There's the top and the bottom. What goes in the top? What goes on the bottom?
10 over 10.
10 over 10. Great. And then bring this one down, 3 over 10. What do these add up to?
13 over 10.
13 over 10. Now we're going to bring this down, minus 2 minus 6 over 10.
Okay.
What is 7 minus 2?
5.
5. And then you take 13 over 10 and subtract 6 over 10. 7 over 10.
Okay. 2 over 10.
You're not subtracting. I'm sorry. You're. Let me write it here. Sorry, I didn't write it out. It's 13 over 10 minus 6 over 10. What does that become?
Oh.
What is 13 over 10 minus 6 over 10?
7 over 10.
7 over 10. Good. So that's your final answer, 5. And you can really just push the 5 up against it like this. Okay. So again, here are your answers. What is the correct answer? A, B, C, D.
B.
Very good. Any questions on that before I have you try one?
I'm having trouble doing it.
Okay, well, so ask me a question. Tell me where you're not sure, because you did all of these parts on your own.
I was a little bit confused at adding 7 plus 13, 10, and minus 2, minus that.
So we're bringing, so we'll just break apart one number at a time. Okay, let's do that. So let's say I want you to do 9 and 1/8. So I want you to just break this apart the way we've been doing.
Okay. Okay, I broke it apart.
Okay, so it's 7 plus 1 plus 1/8. What does 1, I want you to add up the 1 and the 1/8. What does that become?
2 over 8. I mean 7 over 8.
No way. You're not doing anything we just talked about. So let's go back and look at the previous problem. What did we break the 1 apart into?
10.
Why 10?
Because it's a fraction.
Well, it's this fraction over here. It's the same bottom as this one on the right. Okay, so in your problem, what are you going to break the 1 into?
8.
What is the fraction?
8 over 8.
8 over 8. So what does this add up to?
I'm still writing it down, sorry.
It's okay. Take your time.
So I had 7 plus 8.
I'm asking you just to add up the fractions.
Oh. 9 over 8.
Okay. So this is 7 plus 9 over 8. Okay. Now I'm going to bring in the rest of the problem. So we're going to subtract 7 and 6/8. Okay. So you bring that down. You just bring that down. It's subtract 7, subtract 6 over 8.
Do I subtract the top or the bottom?
Well, we're gonna now match up the whole numbers. So see how the 7 and the 7 match up?
Yeah.
What does that add up to?
0.
Okay. And then what is 9/8 minus 6/8?
4 over 8.
How did you come up with 4?
Oh. 3 over 8.
Yes, 3 over 8. Okay, so I'm going to give you a pretty basic one to try. All right. So this is 5 and 3. 5 1/4 minus 2 3/4. Okay.
Okay. I'm stuck.
Tell me what you've done so far. What is the first thing you've done?
I broke apart the number
Which number?
505 and 1/4.
Okay, what did you break it apart into?
4 plus 1 plus 1/4.
Okay, this is good. Now what are you going to do next? What did you do next?
I did 4/4.
Okay, 4/4. Now what?
I do 4 and 4.
What did you add up the fractions?
No, not yet.
Okay. Well, I would recommend you adding the fractions.
Okay.
Are you going to give me the result of adding the fraction, Michael?
5/4.
Okay. Okay, so now what did we do in the previous problems with this other whole mixed number on the right? What did we do with that?
We bring it down.
Okay, and you subtract both of them.
Four minus 2 is 4, and 5,
4 minus 2 is 2. Okay.
5 minus 3 over 4.
You're going to subtract those fractions. What does that become?
2 over 4.
Okay, so this becomes 2 and 2 over 4. Good. Any questions on that?
No.
Okay, let's try another one here. Let's go 3 and 1/6 minus 1 and 5/6. So go ahead and try this one. Let me know if you have any questions while you're working on it.
I need help.
Okay, tell me what you've done so far.
I broke it down and I did 6 over 6.
2 plus 1 plus 1/6. 2 plus 6 over 6 plus 1 over 6. Did you add the fractions?
No.
Okay, well, that is the next thing to do. What do the fractions add up to?
7 over 6.
Okay, so 2 plus 7 over 6. Bring this stuff down, minus 1 minus 5 over 6.
Okay. So 2 minus 1 is 1. And
Okay,
7 over 6 is 5 over. So 5. Oh. 2 over 6.
you got it. All right, well, that's going to do it for us for today, Michael. Great job. Thanks for letting me help you today, but that is it.